Hey there, have you ever found yourself stuck for a second, wondering if you should say will or going to when you're talking about the future? Yeah, it's a super common trip up in English. Well, you are in exactly the right place because today we're going to clear that up for good so you can talk about the future with total confidence. So, let's start with a little test. Which one of these sounds right to you? Will you learn something new? Or are you going to learn something new? By the end of this, you'll know for sure which one is the better choice and more importantly, why. Okay, let's get into it. So here's our game plan for today. We'll start with a quick overview, then we'll dive into will, then going to. Then we'll put them head to head, touch on two other really useful future forms, and finally, it's your turn to practice. Sound good? Let's go. Right, first things first, you gotta know that English actually has a few different ways to talk about what's coming up. We're gonna focus on the four most common ones, starting with the two that usually cause all the headaches. All right, first up to bat is will. Now, you probably know it's for the future, but its real magic is in the context. Think of will as your go-to for decisions made right in the heat of the moment. So, at its very core, will is for things that are unplanned. It's the perfect tool for all those spontaneous decisions. You know, the stuff you decide to do right as you're speaking. And you can see this in action right here. A quick decision, I'm thirsty. I think I'll buy a drink. Boom, decided right now. Making an offer, you look tired. I'll cook dinner tonight. That's a spontaneous act of kindness. It also works for promises, threats, and even those really formal announcements. The key thing they all have in common is that the decision is happening right now. Okay, now for part two, going to. This is what we use when the future has a strong connection to right now, either because there's a plan that already exists or there's clear evidence that something is about to happen. And here's the absolute key difference. With going to, the decision was made before you even started talking. It's all about intentions you already have, not snap judgments. Just look at these examples. Getting married next year, that's a plan made way in advance. Accepting a job offer, that's a serious intention. And if you feel sick or see something about to fall, that's a prediction you're making because you can see the evidence right in front of you. You can see it coming. Okay, here we go. This is the main event. Let's put will and going to right next to each other and make the difference totally crystal clear. You know, if you only remember one single thing from all this, make it this. Will is for unplanned, spontaneous stuff. Going to is for plans you've already made. That right there is the fundamental difference. And this table right here, this is where it all clicks into place. Just look at the examples. Jim called, okay, I'll call him back. See, that's a reaction. It's happening on the spot. But I'm going to call Jim at 3 o'clock. That's different. That's a plan. It was already in my calendar. One is a reaction, the other is an intention. That's the heart of it. But of course, for every rule, there's always an exception, isn't there? When you're just making a general prediction about the future, like the weather, honestly, you can often use either one. It will rain or it's gonna rain. They're pretty much the same, so don't sweat it in those cases. Fantastic. now that we've totally nailed the big two, let's really quickly add two more super useful and honestly super easy forms to your grammar toolkit. So this one might look like it's in the present tense because it is. We use the present continuous to talk about future plans that are basically 100% locked in, like an appointment you already have in your calendar. So here's the dead simple rule. If it's a fixed arrangement with a set time and date, the present continuous is your best friend. It just shows that this plan is solid. And our last one is the present simple. We use this one for future events that are on some kind of public schedule or timetable. Just think of it like this. If you're talking about a train, a plane, a movie, a concert, anything with a public schedule, use the present simple. The time is fixed for everyone. It really is that straightforward. Okay, you have seen the rules, you've seen the examples. Let's do a quick little pop quiz to make sure it's all sticking. You ready? All right, first one. I work on Friday. And the clue is it's a certain plan. What do you think goes in the blank? Yes, I'm going to work on Friday. It's a plan you made before right now, so going to is absolutely the one to use. Perfect! Okay, let's try one more. You look tired. I cook dinner tonight. Now, the clue here is that this is an offer being made right this second. And the answer is, I'll cook dinner tonight. That I'll is just short for I will, and it's perfect here because it's a spontaneous offer, a decision you made on the spot to help somebody out. Fantastic. So there you have it. Spontaneous decisions get will, and prior plans get going to, which brings us all the way back to the very first question. Are you going to learn something new? Yes, you were, because that was our plan all along. So, to leave you with one final thought, what are you going to do this evening? And notice I used going to there because I'm assuming you've probably already got a plan. Thanks for joining me.